Hello everyone and welcome to Roadmap. So today's topic is plant tissue culture part 3, and if you like the video don't forget to click on thumbs up button below, and you can also subscribe for more video updates, and you can also give your suggestions in the comment section below. Topics to be covered are procedure for plant tissue culture, callus culture. In that we'll learn about the explants for callus, then the factors which are affecting callus culture, suspension culture from callus, and application of callus culture. Now coming to the procedure which is involved in plant tissue culture, basically first the isolated plant cell or tissue is taken, which is the explant. It may be any part of the plant, which may be stem, root or leaf. Then it is allowed to wash in a tap water, and further it is allowed to surface sterilization takes place, where it is washed with double distilled water and also sterilized by HgCl2 or alcohol. Then it is allowed to transfer to nutrient medium. Basically it may be a sterilization, maybe in any type of medium, that is a liquid medium or semi-solid medium, and then it is incubated. Now this results in the establishment of culture, and the mother cultures can be subdivided as frequently as needed to give the daughter cells. So the transfer of nutrient medium allows, then further the incubation takes place. After incubation, the cell mass is formed, the plantlets are developed, and then these plantlets are transferred to the greenhouse so that it develops into a whole plant. So the most important aspect of in vitro culture technique is to carry out all operations under aseptic conditions. Care should be taken that contamination should not take place, and bacteria and fungi are the most common contaminants in plant tissue culture. They grow much faster in culture and often kill the plant tissue. So the contaminant also produce certain compounds which are also toxic to the plant tissue. It is absolutely essential that aseptic conditions are maintained throughout the tissue culture operations. Some of the culture techniques we'll learn now in the coming slides. So coming to the callus culture, callus is the undifferentiated and unorganized mass of plant cells. It is basically a tumor tissue which usually forms on wounds of differentiated tissues or organs. Callus cells are parenchymatous in nature, although not truly homogeneous. They are not at all homogeneous. On careful examination, callus is found to contain some quantity of differentiated tissue besides the bulk of non-differentiated tissue. Now, the callus formation in vivo is frequently observed as a result of wounds at the cut edges of stems or roots. Invasion of microorganisms or damage by insect feeding usually occurs through callus. So this is the outline that how the callus initiation takes place and how the suspension cultures are formed. So first the explant is taken. The explant is surface sterilized, and as we have already learned that how the surface sterilization takes place, first it is washed with tap water, and then the surface sterilization takes place where it is washed with HgCl2 or by alcohol. Then it is taken in transferred to agar medium. After transferring to agar medium, after certain period of time, it develops callus. So after developing callus, it is allowed to transfer in the liquid medium, which is the suspension medium. And after transferring into the suspension medium, after a certain period of time, the cell clumps are formed. So these are the small clumps which are formed from the single explant, and then further the subculturing takes place, and then the whole new plant is formed. So this is a basic callus culture, how it is taken place, and the suspension culture that it basically takes place in the liquid medium. In agar medium, it is the solid medium basically. So this is the difference between the agar medium and the liquid medium. Now coming to the explants for callus culture. Now the starting materials explants for callus culture may be differentiated tissue from any part of plant. As I said, it may be root, stem, leaf, anther, flower, anything. So the selected explant tissues may be at different stages of cell division, cell proliferation and organization into different distinct specialized structure. If the explant used possesses meristematic cells, then the cell division and multiplication will be more fast, it will be more rapid. So there are some factors which are affecting callus culture. Let's learn about the factors. Now, many factors are known to influence callus formation in vitro culture. These include the source of explant and its genotype, composition of the medium, MS medium which is commonly used, and the physical factors which is temperature, light, and also some of the growth factors. Now we'll learn about the different mediums which are used in the coming videos. So stay tuned for videos to come. Other important factors affecting callus culture are age of the plant, location of the explant, and physiology and growth conditions of the plant. So, coming to the physical factors, temperature in the range of 22 to 28 degrees Celsius is suitable for adequate callus formation. As regards the effect of light on callus, it is largely dependent on the plant species. Light may be essential for some plants, while darkness is required by others. Now, there are also some growth regulators which affects the callus culture. The growth regulators to the medium strongly influence callus culture formation. So, based on the nature of the explant and its genotype and the endogenous content of the hormone, the requirements of growth regulators may be the three types. They may auxin alone, cytokinin alone, or the both cytokinin and auxin both. So the regulators which are used in callus culture are auxin, cytokinin, or auxin and cytokinin both. Now coming to the suspension culture from callus. A suspension culture can be initiated by transferring friable callus to liquid nutrient medium that you have already seen in the previous slides, that how the explant is transferred to the liquid medium, that is the suspension culture. And as the medium is liquid in nature, the pieces of callus remain submerged. So this creates anaerobic condition and ultimately the cells may die. Now, because of this reason, suspension cultures have to be agitated by a rotary shaker. Due to the agitation, the cells get dispersed. Now, besides their exposure to the radiation. So these are some of the explants for callus culture, then the factors which are affecting them, and the suspension culture. Now, coming to the applications of callus culture, basically it is a slow growth plant culture which is static in medium, and it enables to conduct several studies which are related to many aspects of plants like growth, differentiation, and metabolism. Some of them are listed over here. So it is nutritional requirements of plants, cell and organ differentiation, development of suspension and protoplast culture, somaclomal variations, genetic transformation, and production of secondary metabolites and their regulation. So in the coming videos, we'll learn about the cell culture, then the how cell culture technique is carried out, the applications of cell culture, isolation of single cells. So there is a lot to learn. So stay tuned for more lessons to come, and I hope you're enjoying the video. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comment section below. It takes a lot of effort to make this video, so I would request you to give your suggestions in the comment section below, or just give your feedback whether you are enjoying the video. So thank you for watching.